it's Jess. I am here today to talk about The Unbecoming of Mara, Dyer by Hodkin. This book is so good. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I give it 4 out of 5 instead of 5 out of 5, there is a whole lot of Insta that goes on in this book, and it is super evident. Let's talk about a brief synopsis. This book is about Mara Dyer, go figure, who has been in an accident in her hometown. Her and her friends went somewhere they weren't supposed to go, and her 3 friends got killed, and she was the only survivor. So to kind of help her cope and help her get past this tragedy, her family moves to Florida. She starts at this super crazy movie-style private school, and there she meets Noah. Noah is this totally unkempt, super hot kid who really doesn't care about anything, but seems to have this serious interest in Mara. Him and Mara, this is where the Insta come in, kind of play off each other, they banter, and the banter's pretty great. And then Noah starts telling Mara about some stuff that he knows about her without really talking to her, or that he can fix her. And Mara starts having these super weird things happen to her, like death starts surrounding her. She thinks about things and they happen, and all these people keep dying around her. Super weird stuff keeps happening, and Noah says he knows. And so the story progresses. She falls head over heels for Noah. Noah falls head over heels for her, it all happened far too quick in my opinion, which is actually a complaint I heard about this book a lot. But the story beneath the insta-love that happens, insta-love and insta-lust, let's be honest, underneath all that, it's great. The story's really great, and you care about what happens to Mara, and you care about, at least I did. I cared about what happened to Mara, and I cared about whether she fixed it, whether things got better. Also, the relationship with her and her older brother is just so good. It is the best relationship I've ever read about between siblings in a book. It's awesome. Her brother cares about her, but he's still that very classic older brother who kind of makes fun of her and teases her, and her response is it's all very amusing. It's really funny. So the book follows that, and Mara is trying to cope with what's happening in her life and what she's learning. So that's the basic synopsis. I liked it. I read it quickly. The writing style was pretty good. Once you got past the Insta, or if you go into it knowing there's a whole lot of Insta love and lust, then it's easier to deal with. It's still a little annoying, but it's easier to deal with. Spoiler warning, we're about to get into the nitty-gritty of the story and really talk about what actually happened and how I felt about real events that happened in the book. So if you are planning on reading the Mara Dyer trilogy, leave until you read the first book, and then come back and let's have a chit-chat. Until then, though, just know, after this, we're going to be talking about what actually happens in the book. Alright, so I want to start with the tragedy that happened and how late it takes to find out what happened. I think it was an interesting choice by Hodkin that it took so long, and you remember snippets and snippets and snippets. And throughout the story, until you find out what Jude actually did, you feel bad for Mara. You feel like she's lost someone she was really into. She's lost her boyfriend. She's lost her best friend. And she's lost another friend. And you feel bad for her. And then when she realizes what Jude actually tried to do, then it's just, I don't know. Not that I didn't feel bad for Mara for losing her best friend, but you kind of feel different. Your reaction changes, and I'm glad that happened so late in the book. So you had feelings about these characters before you found out that Jude was an asshole. And then at the end of the book, when she sees Jude, and you're not sure if it's a hallucination, and you're not sure if it's real, and I'm so happy that the entire trilogy's out, because I would die if I had to wait that long, 6 to probably 6 months to a year and a half to find out what happened. Oh my gosh, and it would kill me. So I'm really happy that next month I can just reach for the second book and find out whether it was Jude or not, hopefully. I loved that when she thought about shooting Lassiter, that she ended up shooting her father. And it just really captures her exact fear. She was so worried she was going to kill someone she loved just like she had before, and then that's exactly what happened. Just because she wouldn't control, she couldn't just let it go. She couldn't find another way, and I thought it was the perfect way to progress the story, because now she really is just unraveling at the seams, and that's the best way to just make it hit home that she can't control whatever's wrong with her. I thought it was completely unrealistic how Mara just didn't ask Jude how the hell he knew where her brother was, or the fact that he was tied up in a shed, and she just totally accepted it. Like, if someone told me my brother was tied up in a shed and then showed me exactly where he was, I would definitely think something fishy was going on, so you better explain yourself. But she just, okay, I'll accept it. That's fine. A lot of weird stuff happens in my life. That's my Mara impression at that time. Because it's just ridiculous. You should react to that. You should care a little more that your brother's tied up in a shed and this practically stranger seems to know where he is. Like, she's known him for, 2 weeks at that time? Something like that, 2 or 3 weeks. So that was a little unrealistic for me. I also had a problem with the, completely random tangent cursing that Mara did. I feel like when you meet a teenager, they're one or the other. They either curse a ton, or they don't curse at all. They rarely to never choose very definite times to curse, and her personality seemed to change a lot, and not necessarily in a growth way, but kind of up and down, super prolific, she cursed a lot, she was normal, super prolific, it was just kind of roller coaster all over the place. So that kind of distracted me, and I did find it slightly bothersome. I already talked about the Insta love and lust, because that was just absurd, 17 pages in, and she's already into this complete stranger, and the way she treats him sometimes, goes back to this roller coaster thing. I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. Just over and over. It's a little annoying. But the reason I gave it 4 out of 5 stars is because I loved the actual story. I liked that, there was development in Mara. She figured out what was wrong. She did not come to terms with it, but there's still 2 books, so she can come to terms with it. So that is how I feel about The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. If you have read this book, tell me what you thought down below. This book has actually gotten a lot of hate because of the Insta love and lust, so I'll see if that continues. Stay tuned if you want to know, because I'll do a review for the 2nd and 3rd book also. But let me know what you thought. The next book I'm going to be reading is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. If you saw my February TBR, you know that. So stay tuned for that review. Everyone keeps telling me I'm going to cry, and I better have a box of tissue next to me. So I accept this challenge, because we all know books don't really make me cry. So we'll see how this one does. I read my book on the way to and from work on the train. So we'll see whether I turn into a blubbering mess on the train or not. And that's what I've got today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!